Is there blood? Jesus Christ. And it had what looked to me like cum stains on there. It was white, it was, you know. Yeah. Hastings fam, we have arrived. We're finally in London. It was such a long trip. When I get in, I'm gonna have a cup and then I'm gonna tell you guys how it all went. There's a mirror.
Make this short and sweet.
Okay.
Okay. 5 seconds in your throat. So if you look towards me a little bit, that's it. Perfect. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deep breath. The other side. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's done. There you go. Third done. Now we do one of your nostrils. Have you had surgery or anything?
No.
Just breathe through your mouth, try and relax. There you go. There you go. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 5, 3, 2, and 1.
Oh my god, I'm on.
That's it.
Did you find the brain back there?
I'm pretty sure you just scraped all the cobweb off my brain.
No, if you trust me.
Oh my
First of all, I don't think
god.
there's any cobwebs up there. And second, I would have to go a lot
further. Oh my god.
Let me get you some tissue.
Thank you.
So I have to do that twice a week for my...
Oh my,
Testing.
allowed out.
It's just a bit of a weird sensation. isn't
It is very weird.
It's not really painful.
Thank you. Yeah,
There you
baby.
go.
That's it?
That's it. And
Wow.
would you like me to repeat the whole thing?
No, thank you so much. You have a great
And
evening.
then you'll look for those cobwebs this time. You'll see the difference.
Thank you so
Take care.
much. All right, take care.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
get an
going
email
home.
tomorrow, okay?
Pardon?
We'll get an email tomorrow. with
Okay,
results.
brilliant. Thank you so much. Yes, we're going home to She Bear now.
Yay, see you excited.
Oh my
Gonna grab
god.
your...
Yeah.
Mommy,
Matt.
mommy.
No man, that hurt.
Mommy, that's not the right way. That's the right way.
This isn't the right way. This is not where we came up, I know, but
Yes, what
is there blood?
You turn this way.
Matt, that hurt. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
They push it right back.
He's not in the wall.
Guys, Jesus Christ. Man, I'm sure there's no cobwebs up there.
glad you're filming it.
I know.
It's on YouTube right there. What is that noise?
Yes, I'm so happy to see you too. I'm so happy to see you.
You can't believe it. You can't believe it.
Oh, baby. Yes, I know.
I have a mini me for you. That's gonna be strange.
That's gonna be strange.
I'm glad you're filming because my phone's hanged out straight away as soon as you came outside. Come inside you go. Come, we're going to unpack the car.
I'm coming.
Come inside.
Oh, look at this snow. I'm coming in.
Come,
I'm
Shiva.
coming in. Hi. Did you throw it for her, baby?
Yeah, we've been playing fetch. Come here, Shiva. Bring the ball. Now, come here now.
She want me right.
Leave it. There you go. Good dog. Here's the bar. Leave it. There you go, Mira. Leave it.
It won.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now.
Hey Hastings fam, welcome back. So let me just quickly explain. The last clip you would have seen is I got my test. So that was my day 2 test, which I did on the day of my arrival, because you can take day 2 test on or before day 2. So to just get it out the way, I did it the same day as my arrival. So that was done on the day I arrived. I got the results back the next evening and they were negative. So today is actually my day 8 test, and we are gonna go later on this evening to the same test center, because that is where I booked both my tests through, and then I should get those results back by tomorrow evening. So today is Wednesday and quarantine finishes on Friday. Guys, this is day 8 of quarantine and I'm going insane. Not gonna lie, we are going insane. She has so much energy that she needs to burn, and obviously we are stuck inside. It's 10-day quarantine. So quickly, let me just back it up a bit, because there's a lot of questions regarding traveling to the UK and what we had to do, what we went through, etc, etc. So let me just quickly go through that. So I'm traveling with my toddler. I traveled from Jamaica to the UK and it is August 2021. So let me talk you through everything. Now there's a lot of questions around testing, etc, etc. So what happens is, when you book your ticket, you'll get like all the information you need. So as a requirement, I'm not sure if this has changed now, if it was different in the past. There's, yes, sweet pea.
I have here.
Yeah, 1 second, I'm talking to the Hastings fam. Everyone was required to test before getting on board for the airline. Those are the airline rules, okay? It's also the rule by the UK government. So if you go on .gov.uk, you'll see everything there. Jamaica is on the amber list of countries. So that means if you're traveling from an amber list country, you have to quarantine for 10 days once you arrive. And you have to book day 2 and day 8 test before you arrive, and you have to also make sure you do a test leading up to your departure from Jamaica or the amber list country to present when you arrive in the UK. Now let's take that step back. If you are vaccinated coming from an amber list country, then you do not have to quarantine. However, They only classify being vaccinated as if you were vaccinated in the US or under the UK British vaccination program, which being vaccinated in Jamaica you do not cover under either. Now, if you were vaccinated in the US or under the UK British vaccination program and you're traveling to the UK from an ambulance country, then you do not have to quarantine. Okay, now when you're going to the UK and you have to get tested within the 3 days prior to flying. So I left on the Monday, so you can get tested the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday. You have to have those results to present on the day of your flight. So when you're leaving, the airline will check. So in Jamaica, the British Airways representatives checked all these documents before I was even able to check in, even though technically I checked in online. But anyways, they check you, they check for the COVID test results, they check for your passenger locator form. You have to fill out a passenger locator form when you're traveling to the UK from anywhere at all. You have to fill that out. On that passenger locator form, it asks you stuff like where you'll be staying, if you've been vaccinated, your information of where you booked your test. So you have to book your test prior because you have to input the information from your tests. Yeah, okay, 1 second. You have to you have to input your information from your test booking company into your passenger locator form. You cannot fly without that passenger locator form at all. They've eliminated those little immigration cards that you used to get on the airplane. You only have to do a passenger locator form, and on that passenger locator form, it has to be filled out before you travel, 48 hours before. Yes. 48 hours before, yeah. And that has like your down to your seat information is on that, right? So if you happen to change seats or whatever the case may be after you fill out that form, technically you have to do that form again. I didn't change or swap or do anything with my seat, so my passenger locator form was completely fine. Now, print all of these things. So there's a bit of conflict. On one end, they'll tell you, like the airline or wherever will tell you, oh, digital copies are fine, but British Airways actually recommends that you download an app called Verifly. Let me show you. So this is the Verifly app here, and then I also have the British Airways app, and then that's the wallet. When you check in on British Airways app, it saves your boarding pass in the wallet, so I just put them all on one screen. So the Verifly app is where you have to input like everything that links to you flying, right? So it will have your flight details, it will have so for me it had like my name, all my information to do with flying. I had to upload everything to do with my COVID test results, and once that gave me the green tick, I knew that was perfectly fine. I had to upload my testing information, the company I tested with, and the little code that I get when I test, when I book my test. So the 2-day COVID test came up to a total of 130 something pounds, I want to say. And oh, I forgot to mention, if you were vaccinated, qualified as vaccinated and traveling from an ambulance country, you would only have to book one test, and that is day 2. You would not have to do both. So that would probably be about £60 or so. I'm sure you can get it cheaper. If you go on .gov.uk, they give you a long list of places. I got too overwhelmed when I saw how many there were listed. So I just went on to see if any of the airports did it, and Heathrow did it, and that is what I used. It was just straightforward, to the point. So the 2 tests cost 130 something pounds, I believe, and those 2 tests, as I said, day 2 and day 8, all of that stuff is linked, so that has to be submitted through the Verifly app, etc, etc. Also had that information because they ask you to print your passenger locator form, so all of that information was on my passenger locator form. And the British Airways representatives in Jamaica, they check for your negative test, which is required to fly, and your passenger locator form, which is required to fly, and obviously your passports, etc. Now that all of that complication is done, that is just around flying. So all of that was just to get on the airplane to go. Okay, I got tested. For anyone who is asking, the test I did in Jamaica was at UE. Now, everybody who is flying is required to get tested. Younger, I don't think 1-year-olds, under 1-year-olds, even 2-year-olds, I don't think they have to get tested. Now, when I did all my documentation and everything, we were required to get tested. That's what we did. However, they do not test 4 years and younger in the UK. So luckily, Amira J doesn't have to go through any testing again. It's just me that has to do the testing.
Dad, I don't want to go on the test anymore.
I know you don't want to do any testing anymore. So it's only me. So yes, that is excellent, because she absolutely hated the testing. She, you know, she would do it again if she had to, but it's not her favorite thing to do, right? So that's just to fly. Let's talk about flying now, because a lot of you guys had questions around flying with a toddler. Flying with a toddler long haul. So long haul meaning for a long flight. Our flight was a total of 9 hours and something minutes in the sky. The whole journey took a lot longer than that, because check-in was from 2 o'clock. We got there early because I could not deal with the people, and I have huge, like, high anxiety. So I wanted to be there from early. We were like the first people there, and luckily we knew, like, the red cap, he put us in the right place, like we tipped him good, everything. So we were like the first ones there. So our total journey, we were at the airport from 2 o'clock, and then the flight was 9 hours, no, well, call it 10 hours in the sky. And then once we got to the UK, it was about hour and a half, maybe not even by the time we got outside, probably an hour and a half. So we were traveling from 2 p.m. Jamaica time, and we arrived in the UK at about 10:30 UK time, which would have been 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, after 4 in the morning for Jamaica. So it's day 8, and our body clocks are just adjusting. Like, I've never been so jet lagged ever, like ever. But I think it's because I never slept on the plane. I was kind of like, I would close my eyes for a bit, but then I'll be up, because obviously I'm traveling with Amira, and I was just worried about her for whatever reason, even though she slept for like the whole time. So let me tell you guys about the flight itself now, because there were a lot of questions regarding that. So for Amira J, I planned everything to the T for the flight. So prior to flying, we went airplane shopping, and that is, we went shopping for activities to do on the airplane. So I've been traveling since I was like a little girl, and my parents, well, back in the day, British Airways would give you like a little kit. I don't know, shout out to you if you're my age and you're able to remember this. They would give you like a cute little kiddies pack, and it had like crayons, coloring book, etc, etc. They don't do that anymore. Even with COVID, they wouldn't have done that, I don't think. So we went airplane shopping a few days before, where we got coloring books, sticker books, crayons. We also got we have a tracing board. We brought her activity book, which is a learning book that I make, and we got a bunch of snacks. I carried her cup on the plane. Obviously you can't take juice or water or anything like that through security, so I got bottles of water once we were through security. That is what we packed in the hand luggage. So her hand luggage consisted of her activities to do in her bag, her water bottle, her formula bottle, her snacks, etc, and her blanket. Now I brought a blanket for her for 2 reasons. One, it's hers, it's her comfort. It will make her feel calm and comfortable in this new environment that is of the airplane. And 2, I was not gonna let baby girl use one of those blankets. So I've had horrifying experience in the past where I've opened a brand new blanket on, you know, the flight, and it had what looked to me like cum stains on there. It was white, it was, you know, it looked like cum stains, okay? So I've always had a huge ban against airplane blankets. So those are 2 reasons why I packed her blankie. Now once we got on the airplane, what I did, first of all, you need to understand that the type of child Amira is, as I mentioned in the video before, is you explain everything to her and she's good. Okay, so I explained to her what's gonna happen. Now, unfortunately for us, we were delayed by like an hour, 2 hours. So I'd made her bottle so that she would have it in time for takeoff. But cause the people am so unruly and everybody want to fight over head cabins, like all the luggages are going to the same place, but we all want to catch feelings about whose bag should go where or whatever. So we were delayed by like hour and a half ish or so. So she ended up drinking her bottle before we took off, which I was like, oh, that's so annoying because I like to plan things to the T. However, she was pretty cool. I put the telly on, and you know, once they said, okay, crew members, take your seats for takeoff, etc, etc, I said to her, okay baby girl, we're gonna take off. The plane is gonna be loud, your ears might feel funny, but just keep swallowing. I don't allow her bubblegum, so but if your kid does have bubblegum, then definitely travel with bubblegum. I was chewing bubblegum like the whole way because it keeps your ears from getting what would you say, clogged? Yeah, and it makes them pop so it doesn't hurt as much. And with kids, it's usually the case where their ears hurt, that's why they'll scream and cry. So I just told her, keep swallowing baby, keep swallowing. So when the airplane took off, she was completely fine. I hate flying, so I was freaking out. She was totally chilled. Once we were off, so she, remember, she already drank her bubble. Once we were off, it took her maybe half an hour, if that long. She KO'd. She was knocked out. I was like, yes, because I made sure we had dinner while we were waiting to board, while doing TikToks and everything else. We had dinner, and she also had a snack, and she had her phone, so her tummy was full. Very important, tummy is full. Also, before boarding the plane, I asked her, once we got through security, I said, all right, toilet check. We went toilet. Then once we had food, toilet check, we went toilet. Then just before boarding, I took her to the toilet again. She hasn't worn Pampers pull-ups for a very long time, so she's potty trained. So we went toilet for all these times. That way her bladder was empty, so she was good to go, ready to nap once we took off. So she went down, as I said, half an hour into the flight. Then dinner came round. I didn't wake her up because, remember, tummy full, she can sleep, right? And then what I did was I woke her up to about 2 to 3 hours before we landed, and that was one, to kind of get some food in her. 2, breakfast was gonna come around soon. I wanted her to kind of experience the airplane a bit. She did some coloring, she did some little things, she watched some telly, etc, etc. So that was great. When it was time to land, I explained to her again what was gonna happen. The wheels will come out, feel kind of bumpy, all of this. So once we landed, she was super excited about that. And then I explained to her, okay, one thing is, once the airplane lands, people gonna try rush out. Everybody want to rush out one time. What I've always done, and I will continue to do, is I just sit and I just wait for everybody to rush and just get it out of them system, and then I will go. Because listen, when I say I don't want people touching me, let alone my baby girl, like, I will just sit, I will just chill. Now, as for how we sat, I'm happy this is how they did it. I was very strategic in how we were gonna sit. Even though it would be lovely, absolutely lovely, to be close to the window, that was not an option because, one, I didn't want the third person to be walking over us, or I didn't want us to have to walk over them when we needed to go toilet, because I didn't know how often she would have to go because of the altitude, right? So window aisles were out the way, so then it had to be the middle. So then what I wanted was, I wanted an aisle seat and then one in the middle. And that was so that I could put her on the end so that she's not touching the person who would be next to the middle seat. I took the middle seat, so I had control over contact of the person to my right side, right? So I was very strategic in that, so that way she didn't have contact with anybody. And it was great because there was a lovely little boy next to me, bless his heart. He was probably about Amira's age, but I don't need none of that, right? I don't need none of that happening. So it's a good thing that I was sat there and she was on the end. I just said to her, okay, not time to play, and that was it.
Mommy,
yeah,
I have more.
Squeeze all of it out. So once we landed, then once we landed and we got off the airplane, eventually we walked. It was quite a bit of a walk to the baggage, well, immigration first and then baggage area. Once we're in the baggage area, I had to find change because annoyingly I forgot my pound coins in Jamaica, and then once I got to in the airport, the cambio didn't have coins, so whatever. Anyways, I went to the cambio in Gatwick airport and they gave me some change. Got the trolley, and then once I loaded all the bags on, what I did was I found a little quiet space. And I parked the trolley, and then I instructed her to just stand next to the trolley and hold on to, so while walking she's told that she needs to hold on to a certain part of my body if my hands aren't available for me to hold her. So while traveling and moving, that's what she does, right? And then once we're stable, I will give her instructions. Okay, hold on to this part of the trolley, or sit on this bag, or whatever. So once I got all the bags off, she got a bit tired then, and what I did is I just propped her on my handbag, which was on the trolley. So she was like up here and I was like looking to the side, so she found that so fun. So once we were through, my brother was right there to meet us, so that was excellent. Popped her off, and then we walked while he pushed all the bags and fought with all the bags, and that was his problem at that point. So that was good. I think that's pretty much a summary of the flight. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the questions now and answer them. If you do have additional questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll answer them in my next vlog. And yeah, so let's see what the questions involved. Okay, so the first one is DW fam. I've noticed you didn't walk with a stroller. How was she with the walking? Okay, she was absolutely fine. I haven't used a stroller with her in a very long time. What I did was it wasn't a lot of walking. So the most walking was once we arrived in the UK, and she had just been sleeping the whole time on the flight, so she was pretty okay. And then once she got tired, I just popped her on the trolley, and that's how I pushed her along. So the only thing I traveled with was with the car seat, because that's really what I really need over here. But no stroller. I couldn't deal with that. I was very strategic. Our hand luggage were knapsacks, and I just put mine on my back, and I put hers around the little pulley hand luggage, and that was that. No handbags, no fussing, fighting with all sorts of something. No, just my backpack with absolutely everything in there. Nicola Christina, how did you get her to keep her mask on the entire time? Okay, so Amira's mask trained for like a good while now. In Jamaica, 2 and older are required to wear masks absolutely everywhere. So like like I just tell her, like, and she sees mommy doing it, she sees everybody else doing it, and regardless, what I did was I explained to her, I said, you know, we're in a pandemic, there is a virus out there, and the mask is to protect you from getting sick. If you don't wear it, then you can possibly get sick, and you have to wear it to make sure you're safe. And she just understands that, and she wears it. What I do is if we're like out and about and in open spaces, then I won't, you know, have her wear it, because their lungs, this mask wearing isn't brilliant for their lungs, and as little babies and stuff, they should be developing, their lungs should be developing, so it's really not that great for them. So if I'm in an open space, then, you know, she doesn't wear it, but on the flight she kept it on the whole time, and I was very proud of her. I also always keep incentives, so halfway through the flight I'll say to her, you're doing absolutely amazing keeping that mask on, and I'll give her like a little treat, whether it be a little chocolate bar or something like that. All the air hostess were so amazed. They were just like, oh my gosh, she's so good with the mask. And I'm like, yes, that's my girl, okay? Next one says, naturally told by Mara, did you access a specific listing of labs for the COVID test? So I don't know if she's referring to Jamaica or the UK. So no more. So for the UK, as I said, go on .gov.uk, but I used the Heathrow Airport drive-through, which is brilliant. And then in Jamaica, I went to UE. Natural Empress says, what about the potty? Did you walk with a potty seat? How did you both manage on the long flight? So last one. So I ordered a portable potty seat, which is like a foldable thing that fits in your handbag. Absolutely order that if you can. It did not arrive in time, however. So what I did is I traveled with about 3 packs of anti-bacterial wipes, and we went to the toilet. On the plane we only went twice, which is great. And I cleaned it thoroughly before putting her on there, and then wiped her down once I took her off and stuff. Same thing in the actual airport itself. But trust me, order the portable potty seats. It drove me insane, the fact that I didn't have that. Next one, same Naturally Empress 23. I'd like to see how you packed carry-on luggage. Also, how did you keep Amira entertained? I have a 3-year-old and I'm nervous about traveling in this pandemic. So get your 3-year-old's favorite things to do: coloring, writing, drawing, whatever it is. Pack them, take those on the flights. In terms of what I actually carried in my backpack, so if you wanted like a detail thing, like I can like unpack my hand luggage, because technically I'm still in quarantine, so I haven't unpacked anything. I could go through that in the next video, so let me know in the comments down below. Mine though, because hers has already been unpacked, but I can go through what I did for mine and how I made it like easy for me to get around while worrying about holding on to her and all the luggage, etc, etc. Other questions included, let me just go over to my Instagram. Okay, did you have any issues with her wanting to take her mask off on the flight? No, I didn't. She's pretty good with that, fortunately, thank God. How did you get her to keep her mask on so long? Said that already. How did she behave with when the plane was taking off? So she was pretty cool, like she was calm, she was just excited. How did she behave when you was checking in? So when we were checking in, because they took so long, and it takes like so long for them to check the paperwork, then for you to move into check-in, I checked in online, but in Jamaica there's no services to facilitate full checking in online and fast track, so you have to go to the desk anyway. She started to get restless because we're there for so long, but what I did is I just kind of reminded her like, we're almost done, give me a minute. And I told, yeah, so I gave her incentives on you know, behaving, and we're almost done, and once we get through security we'll get some chicken nuggets and, you know, little things like that. I also made sure to acknowledge her feelings of frustration, because it was a very long time. So, you know, I said to her, I understand that you're frustrated, I understand that you want to go, but we just have to wait a little bit longer, let the lady check all the stuff, and then we can go. So it is something that was difficult. Next one, how come Mira had to do a COVID test so young to travel to the UK? So I already discussed that earlier. When traveling to the UK, did she have to do a vaccine? What if I have an 8-month-old? Okay, so 8-month-old won't be required to do anything. Just have their passport and make sure you include them on their passenger locator form, etc. But nobody has to be vaccinated to travel to the UK, but they've made it easier if you are vaccinated to travel to the UK, as long as you qualify under the programs they require. But no, it's not mandatory, and no, your kid at 8-month-old wouldn't even have to get tested or anything like that, so you're absolutely fine with that. So those are all the questions that I'm going to do now. As I said, if you have any more, leave them in the comments down below, or you can drop me a message on Instagram. We are heading to the test center, but yeah, oh my god, the test is so painful, guys. Honestly, like, I've never had COVID, so I've never had to do tests before now, so it's annoying, it's a lot, but this is the last one. And then quarantine is done on Friday, and we'll be super happy. Can you say hi to the Hastings fam?
Hi, Hastings fam.
I'm just telling them about the airplane and the ride and everything. Did you have fun in the airplane?
Yes.
It was good, right? What did you do on the airplane?
Sleep. I just saw a little boy.
You saw a little boy, yeah? And yes. You slept? What else did you do?
I did a bubba.
You drank your bubba. What else?
Outside, then I went to toilet.
You went toilet. What else? You did coloring.
I did coloring.
Yeah.
Today I did the coloring festival. Is it red?
Yes, it is red. The battery's dying. And you lost your crayons, didn't you?
Yeah, I lost my daddy hat. It was over there. It was over there.
Yeah.
And now it's like a fall down in the toilet. I not want it here.
Okay, silly girl. Tell them bye-bye. So we're going to the test center.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Enchanté.